Welcome everybody to another Agri conversation with the food for thought with Garabo and
Concy.
Yes, it's been a while. Welcome back to our YouTube platform if you are a regular, and for the new faces, the new subscribers, thank you so much for joining. Welcome aboard.
We missed you and we look forward to interacting with you as always. Guys, hit the notification button, send us DMs, send us comments, everything, let us engage.
Yeah, absolutely. After all, this is a page for Agri conversations, as I've said, where we discuss all things that have to do with South Africa's agricultural economy. And as our last video for the year.
Yeah, it's December, guys.
Yeah.
Can you even believe it? How time flies.
I know, November was like 9 months. But yeah, guys, so we are going to do just a recap of what the Agri year has been like, and then what to look forward to for the following year.
Yeah.
Right? And Garabo, as you remember, we had such a challenging start.
Yeah, it was hectic. I think is the first thing that happened the war.
I think so. Yes. Yeah, it was the war in the Ukraine and Russia, and then also first quarter we had the heavy rains.
Oh yeah, before the rain, yes, because we were so worried that we're not going to make the crop because we had excessive rains where farmers were not able to go into the grounds, where we saw people who had planted actually have to replant, and that means money, baby. Your costs are going to go crazy because you have to go and redo what you had already done. So that was quite hectic. But, like Constance is saying, that was quarter one. We are pleased to inform everybody that came around, and we are actually sitting on a very good crop, 15.3 million tons of maize alone.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Still above the 10-year
Yes,
average.
yes, definitely. Even though it's smaller than last year's season, but it's still proper, especially considering that we had a bit of a scare.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just talking about the wrapping up Agri 2022, we cannot say anything about Agri 22 without mentioning the livestock sector. We had the outbreak in foot and mouth disease, where we saw, export restrictions on our beef as well as our wool, and China being like 70% of our market, the wool industry really, really suffered.
Yeah.
So that was also one of the main topics going on in South Africa, and has highlighted how important biosecurity is moving forward.
Totally, and that unfortunately, guys, is still ongoing.
Yeah.
We have about 181 cases that are still active. So yeah, it's still an ongoing thing. But remember, in the other video we were saying, you guys couldn't be lobolaed with the actual cow, but that has since been resolved.
Yeah.
But like Cons was saying, it's still a matter that's active, and the officials are actively looking into that. So yeah, unfortunately we had that, and luckily the China ban actually was sorted out for wool.
Was sorted out. And then we cannot forget also trade restrictions in the vegetables. Botswana, Namibia was temporary ban. Boom, sorry, keep your potatoes, keep your tomatoes, keep your things. We don't need them. Guys, as South African producers, we had a lot to deal with, right?
I know.
Imagine not having a market. And also,
our neighbors, we thought you loved us, guys. What happened to being neighbors?
Exactly. So there was the temporary ban, and also remember there was a lot of production losses also in the northern parts due to excessive rains, also in the vegetables. So it was just like a double whammy of things. Hey?
Yeah. So what normally happens is a lot of the countries, they decide, no, we have enough supply. Keep your supply. We will deal with what we have.
Yeah.
And
just
that
to boost their own local economies.
Yeah. That discriminates against the trading partners, but oh well.
Yeah, thinking about trading partners, citrus was also another massive one.
And here we were heavily discriminated, guys.
Yes, so there's usually like regulations ongoing in the EU, and if you don't meet it, very technical, then they basically say, hold up, we don't need your produce for now until you meet X, Y, Z. Even now in December, new regulations are coming up. So this EU restrictions on citrus is actually still an ongoing thing.
Yeah, and it's a matter that the officials again are constantly, trying to negotiate and make sure that that is sorted, because we had oranges and other citruses being stuck. We shipped them all the way to Europe. They got there and they were like, we don't want you. So they were stuck there for quite some time. And what does that mean? The longer it is there, the quality will get to deteriorate, and we were not going to actually get the price that you were destined to get.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking profit losses to the producers, you're talking employment losses to the guys that
Yeah.
are working on the farm.
Increasing
You are
costs.
yes, exactly. You are talking people not being able to service their debt levels. So this is also now affecting, the financiers. And I mean, it's a business after all. What then do you do the next season if this previous season was like this? Do you plant again? Do you not? And citrus and those, orchids, they are like long-term crops. You just can't say, this year I'm not planting.
No.
I'm going to rear my chickens.
And unfortunately, they are export orientated. So we do rely on the external forces.
Yeah, guys. So there was really a lot of stuff happening this year.
Let's also talk about what killed us as well as consumers, the diesel prices.
Oh gosh, how can you even say 2022 without the elevated energy prices? Diesel, petrol, gas, everything.
It's crazy. When we were looking at the data, dolls, so last year, November, the average was 15 rand something for diesel, and moving to this year, 25 rand. So it was an increase of over 8 rands per liter.
Yeah.
So that is hectic.
I think yesterday it decreased by like 1 rand something
Yeah.
on diesel. But still, like for the majority of the year, we were really stuck with
9 rand versus 1 rand. So you
yes.
still have 8 rand basically.
With high levels of energy cost, petrol, electricity, diesel. So as a business, that was just major.
Yeah.
That was really, really major. And also the input cost. I think we've covered this in some of our other videos. Please go back and look at those to go into
Indeed,
detail.
yeah.
But we've also had another just difficult year when it comes to high fertilizer costs and high agrochemical costs.
Yeah.
Due to what's happening globally, Russia and the Ukraine war affecting global supplies. And yeah, it's really been a tough market to be in agri this year.
Yeah, it's really been tough. And especially the grain sector will depend heavily on those fertilizer, chemicals and diesel. Even though all the other sectors are affected, but the grains in particular, it was quite hectic. You need diesel to plant, to prepare the land, to harvest, and to keep your things growing, you need all that fertilizer.
Yeah, but despite all of the negatives that we have highlighted,
I feel like we've
just been talking challenge upon challenge upon challenge, but that unfortunately is the reality, right? It's really been a challenging year.
Before we go to happy things, infrastructure, dolls, the ports.
You want to get into the ports?
Let's continue with
the roads. No, you can cover that one.
No, let's just continue with the negativity, guys. We had a lot. Yeah. Before I even talk about the ports, even the rain early in the year damaged the roads. Guys, the trucks were like this. They couldn't move. The tractors were stuck. So it was, all of that needs money, the government had to actually put in money to fix the roads, to fix the infrastructure. And you guys know a lot of agriculture is not only here in Joburg, it's in the
rural.
Yes, and normally, the infrastructure there is not top class, so that has actually made it worse.
Even Gauteng roads have gone to the dogs, hey? Like honestly, have you seen our roads lately? So the entire network infrastructure actually needs to be looked at. Rail, ports, road, like even freight. I mean, I know freight rates were also like ridiculous.
Crazy.
So it's it's really like it's just.
But what happened? Guys, hey, did you track
at the department?
Guys, the department. I was gonna say something. Let me not say that.
When you have contacts, talk on our growers' behalf, because they would really appreciate it if we can go back to.
Well, the president is aware, because in the You
Is
see,
it the
now,
master
now,
plan?
now I want to talk about things I shouldn't talk that are not neutral. Anyway, back to the issue of the infrastructure with Transnet. We had a strike mid-October, which made everything worse because already there was a queue at the Transnet to actually get the stuff out. There were shortages in terms of containers. Guys, the farmers have been through a lot, and they had to pay. If your shipment is staying extra 3 days on the sea, you must pay.
Yeah.
Ke tsona di-freight tseo.
Yes, yes. I mean, I remember talking to one of my contacts at Hotgrow, and he was saying they've increased by over 70%.
Guys, go back and watch
And
the
that-
conversation that Consi
I
had
had it
with
Jacques
the.
Priya from Hotgrow. It was really, really informative and so insightful. So think about it year on year, and you don't have another option. So get take it or leave it, basically. You pay up, or your stuff rots.
Yeah.
And that is like sensitive crops. I mean, we're talking apples and pears.
Yes.
So you can't keep them forever and always. So as an agribusiness, guys, my hat goes out to you.
Yeah.
I'm brave. But
Yeah, because the whole value chain is actually hectic. You guys, you can hear everything that influences one farmer in Northwest. Everything that we're talking about actually does impact him. We just see Bas John there and we're thinking,
Oh, Bas John.
or Bas Mabuza.
Yes.
We're just thinking, this one is slaying. Munna ke baki or barke.
Hey, I'm gonna keep Ben.
Kanti. Bas Mabuza we met.
Able to service the installment here that Ben next year if things don't
I didn't say it. She said it. Yeah, but what we're basically saying is kuraf.
Yeah,
Are we gonna move to the nice stuff?
We have to, absolutely, because fortunately, ne, despite all these challenges that we have highlighted, which are very real, which is what our farmers are facing on a daily basis, you do know South Africa is really like, we have some of the best farmers. We have people who are really efficient, they're very passionate, and they believe in making plans and making arrangements, right?
I think, just to add the Dulce, in one of the last videos, I did say, different seasons, we go into the shop, we've got different produce. You've got a mango now in December. It's like for all the different seasons, we have a variety of fruits and vegetables and food to choose from, which is amazing because, guys, it's not the same for everybody else in the world.
No, it isn't. I mean, South Africa, I think, is rated the #1 most food secure country in Africa in the latest Economist Global Food Index.
You see,
goes to show that our producers are really
doing great.
Doing great.
Because even in terms of cost, as much as we're crying, but once we start to compare with other global players, that's when we actually see that, oops, even the food inflation, you'll see that it's not so hectic compared. But we're still crying, guys. Things are still hectic and expensive.
Affordability still remains a challenge. I mean, so many of our community goes hungry, so you do know that, yes, we are food secure, but there's still pockets of South Africa, large pockets of South Africa that is very much not able to afford.
Yeah.
So we're not taking that out of the equation. We need to do better there.
Yeah.
But just in all the challenges and all of that, I mean, we've seen 2 consecutive quarters of a decline in South Africa's agricultural GDP.
Hectic.
And with everything that has been happening and everything that we have highlighted, we were like, okay, maybe we're going to take a. Then no.
Q3 came, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Who is the star of the economy?
Tell them, babes. Tell them. No, guys, like South Africa's agricultural gross value add, or GDP, has really bounced back from that contraction, and it has increased, I think, quarter on quarter by 19.2%, which is really, really
double
amazing.
Digits.
Yeah, that is really amazing. And when you think about it, we had Q2, usually when they're harvesting, was late this year.
Yes.
For the grains.
That's why we had a minus. Yes.
So that now came into Q3.
Yes.
So that also came into quarter 3, and
Yes.
now when we're seeing the higher costs of our commodities, it supported that bounce.
Yes.
And it just gave us that,
Oh, guys, there's just so many
that
to talk
uptick.
about.
So it was actually a good quarter for agriculture. We are glad.
We are actually happy to be the stars, guys. Invest in agriculture.
You absolutely have to. If not investing, just take part, just consume, pay. Please support the growth. So our GDP stats are looking positive, and we are very happy that agriculture had a very big role to play there. So yeah, now going into quarter 4 and going into 2023, Karabo.
Lots of rain, guys. We've seen day after day after day we're having rains. Well, we love rains in agriculture, so weather is expected to be positive as we're having a lot of rain, and that means that we are expecting a bumper crop next year as well, which will help to keep prices stable. I think you want to tell us more about weather. Matsatsi a meteorologist. Yeah, Barinkala Nina.
Let me tell you, man. I'm all happy when it's raining. Usually rain means good, but also now we also know sometimes we had a very good rains in our previous season. So water levels are still pretty much high.
in the ground,
and
especially
our
the deep
storage dams are also pretty much full. So now we've had a lot of rain. I mean, let's just think from the lack of rain that we had in October. And then we had heavy falls in November. In the eastern production side, I'm thinking Mpumalanga, some of the eastern Free State, as we had large areas that actually could not be planted within the optimal planting window, right? And also what else?
What was already in the ground was a bit of a problem because it was waterlogged, or it was drowning.
That's basically what
let's just put it in a nice. Didn't drown, guys. So it was more of a wait and see. Do I have to replant? But at least we had some sunny days after that.
Yeah, we did need. But I mean, they're done now, especially in the eastern areas. The optimal window ended by mid-November. So for maize, I don't think they can plant anymore in the eastern areas. And some areas, you said they either have to replant or some areas just could not be planted. So we hope that is not a large portion of the maize areas that is estimated to be planted for the year. And then also
everything moved now to the western side of the country.
And they can plant up until the end of December.
So, and push it to January. We push
crossing our fingers and hoping that, the above and average rainfall does not do too much damage. But yeah.
Guys, if it does too much damage, yellow maize. I think our previous boss told us that it was rough. They were eating yellow pap.
Yeah. So I think we'll be okay.
I think so too.
I'm hopeful. I really think we are still hoping for a good season for 2022-2023. And prices also just looking at what's happening globally. We are expecting commodity prices for the producers to still be supported by what is happening globally. So
So guys, what did we not talk? We don't want to keep the video too long. We've got so many things to talk about. But you tell us, what didn't we cover? Dolls, what else you want to do? I feel like we don't want it to be too long.
I feel like we have
it's
covered
December
2022 in a nutshell. And we just wanted to leave you guys with a little, this is what happened in Agri. Look out for the weather. These are the critical events that are happening now. Commodity prices and weather phenomena. Look out for the weather, and then that is us from Agri, but we would like to say goodbye to you as this is our last video for the year.
Now we're thinking Christmas and all the nice things. That's why Consi is wearing white. What are you? Red already. Wow, some putakapara white.
To Miss Valentine.
No, I get it. Red and Christmassy.
On that Christmassy note, guys, I think from the food for thought with Karabo and Consi.
aka the Agri Duo.
Yes, guys, follow us on our socials, Instagram and our Twitter. We will put everything in the description box. We will still be present there. We're just saying goodbye on YouTube for 2022. But we're looking forward to seeing all of you again in the next year.
Until next time, guys. Bye.